Welcome to Numerical Analysis Lecture 3. Today our first topic is Properties of Shift Operator E. So first its definition. E f of x is equal to f of x plus h, where h is interval of differencing. So here using E we are shifting by one step. Means if x is a point, initial point, then we have to shift up to next point x plus h, and this can be written as E y of x is equal to y x plus h. Next, E a f of x plus b g of x is equal to a e f of x plus b e g of x. Means first we can add taking shift operator will be equal to first taking shift operator and then adding. Next is E c f of x is equal to c e, and then e raised to power m plus n f of x is equal to e raised to power m of e raised to power n f of x. Next, e and del can be interchanged. E del f of x is equal to del e f of x. So these are the properties of shift operator. Next, relation between E forward difference operator delta and backward difference operator nabla. So our first relation is prove that E is equivalent to 1 plus delta. Here we are using equivalent because these both are E and delta are operators. So that we know delta f of x is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x. Here this f of x plus h can be written as E f of x. And then f of x taking out common, we have delta f of x is equal to E minus 1 f of x. So from here delta is equivalent to E minus 1, or you can say E is equivalent to, here should be equivalent, E is equivalent to 1 plus delta. Our next relation is prove that nabla is equivalent to 1 minus E inverse. We know that nabla f of x is equal to, this is backward difference operator, which is equal to f of x minus f of x minus h. So this f of x minus h can be written as e raised to power minus 1 f of x. Here if we have x plus h, then it will be e raised to power 1, and if we have x minus h, then it will be e raised to power minus 1. So by taking out common f of x, we have delta f of x is equal to 1 minus e raised to power minus 1 f of x, and result means this is not delta, this is nabla. Nabla is equivalent to 1 minus e inverse. This is our second result. Now our third result is nabla is equivalent to delta e raised to power minus 1. So again we'll start with backward difference operator, definition of backward difference operator, which is nabla f of x is equal to f of x minus f of x minus h. Now see this right hand side. If we are writing f of x plus h minus f of x, that it will be delta f of x, means we have to pick this second term f of x. Similarly here we have f of x minus f of x minus h. If we want to write this difference in term of delta, forward difference operator, then we'll pick second term. So it will be delta f of x minus h. So here we started with backward difference operator, but now we are writing this into forward difference operator. You have to just remember one thing. If you are writing difference in terms of backward difference operator, then you will pick first term, and if you are writing the difference in term of forward difference operator, then you will pick second term. So now from here this delta f of x minus h can be written as E inverse f of x, like we did here in this term. So this is nabla is equivalent to delta e raised to power minus 1. So here we have these three relations, and this first one is very important. Remember this relation, E equivalent to 1 plus delta, very important. We'll use this result in our next examples or results. Now if we consider interval of differencing, unity, that is 1. And say we have points, arguments 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, means we are starting with 0. Then E, that is shift operator of y0 will be y1, means we have to shift by 1. Then E square y0 can be written as E of E y0. Now E y0 is y1 from here, and then again E y1 will be y2 because we have to shift by 1. So from 1, 2 will convert into 2. So means if e raised to power 1, then we'll get y1. If e square, then we'll get y2. And similarly, if e cube, then you will get y3. Likewise, e raised to power n y0 will be equal to yn. So what will be the power? We have to shift by that. E raised to power n y0 will be equal to yn. Next, in this, we starting with 0. We started with 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, and interval of differencing is unity, that is 1. But in journal, if we start with a by taking arguments as a plus h, a plus 2h and so on, here interval of differencing is h. Then we can write this equation number 3 as e raised to power n ya is equal to ya plus nh. In place of 0, we have a. And in place of this unity, we have h here. So here also, if power is n, then you have to step by n. In place of a, we'll get a plus nh. Or you can say ya plus nh is equal to e raised to power n ya. Now, in last slide, we just studied e, relation between e and delta. E is equal to 1 plus delta. So here we have ya plus nh is equal to 1 plus delta raised to power n ya. Now we'll expand this 1 plus delta raised to power n by binomial result like a plus b raised to power n. But before moving further, you have to remember this result also. This is very important result. E raised to power n ya is equal to ya plus nh. Now we'll expand this by binomial. So what is binomial result? After expanding 1 plus delta to power n by binomial, you will get this nc0, nc1, nc2 and so on ncn. So this is one result which we are going to use in our examples. What this result? This result is expressing any value. Value means ya plus nh. Here maybe y3, y4 or maybe y5. In terms of leading terms. Leading term means here we have leading term ya, delta square ya, delta raised to power n ya. In case of 0, if we are starting with 0, that leading terms may be y0, delta y0, delta square y0, delta n y0. Whatever will be the starting point, in terms of that point and in terms of first order differences, second order differences of that particular starting point, we have leading term. So here we are writing any value of function in terms of only leading terms and leading differences. So this is also result you have to remember. Now next we'll do some examples. So our first example is some values are given at point 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5. And we have to find value at 6 and 1. 1 is in the starting, not 1, here should be minus 1. We'll find value at minus 1. That is before 0, and at 6 that is after 5. So we'll find these two values. For that, we'll first draw forward difference table. You can easily draw now this table. We studied this table in our first lecture. So our arguments are, see here in example, arguments are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And at these arguments, entries are 2, 9, 28, 65 and 126. And after taking their differences, 9 minus 2, 7, and then 19 minus 7, 12, and then 18 minus 12, 6, 6, and so on, you will get this forward difference table. Now, this is our y0. Corresponding to argument 0, we have y0. and this is our delta y naught. Within the rectangle we have all leading terms and leading differences. This is our delta square y naught, then delta cube y naught, and then delta 4 y naught. We'll use these values y naught, delta square y naught, delta cube and delta 4 y naught in that expansion which we just did in binomial. So relation is y6 is equal to e6 y naught. Very simple relation. E is shift operator and we are starting with, have to step by 6. So we'll get y6. Now what is E? E is 1 plus delta, relation between E and delta, and after expanding this by binomial you will get these terms. Now you can put value of delta square y naught, cube, 4 or 5. These values you can put from table. So after substituting all these values you will get 344. Okay. So delta 6 y naught will be 0 because delta 5 y naught all are constant in this column. We have all constants. So next 6th order differences will be obviously 0. Next, y minus 1 can be written as e minus 1 y naught because we are starting with 0 and we have to shift one step in negative direction. So we'll get y minus 1. Again e can be written as 1 plus delta, and after binomial expansion you will get these terms. We have y naught, delta square y naught, cube y naught, 4 y naught and 5 y naught from table. And after substituting all these values you will get 1. Next example. Find lowest degree polynomial which satisfies these following values. So we have arguments and we have entries. So let us start to find lowest degree polynomial. First, forward difference table. Now you can draw this table. So here we have f of 0 corresponding to 0, then delta f of 0, delta square f of 0 and delta cube f of 0. Again we'll use these 4 values, or you can say leading term and leading differences in binomial expansion. So we have to find lowest degree polynomial. We'll start with e raised to power n. So here yn can be written as e raised to power n f of 0. See here initial point is 0 and we have to step by n. So we'll get yn, or you can say f of n. Now e is 1 plus delta, and again after binomial expansion you will get these terms. Value of f of 0, delta f of 0, delta square f of 0 from table, and after substituting all these values you will get this polynomial finally, n square plus 2n, and which is a polynomial of second degree. Okay, note in this table also, see here, we'll check that fundamental theorem of difference calculus also here. That theorem says that if second order differences are constant and obviously third order differences are 0, then polynomial should be of second degree. And here we are getting that polynomial of second degree. So here we can see that theorem is also justified. Thank you. Next we will continue in next video.